Well, good morning, all. You can pretty much tell it's kind of chilly this morning, because if I got this hat on, you know it's cold, because this hat drives me crazy. It makes my head itch, but it keeps my ears warm. Well, what are we doing this morning? We are up in a spot where we've been before, and I'm going to call it a high bench. I don't think it's an ancient channel. I think it's a high bench left by the river. Now the river is, I don't know, probably 50, 80 feet below us. And right now she's flowing pretty good. But the plan is we're gonna continue detecting this. We were in here, I think about this time last year. And we did pick up a couple pieces of gold, nothing of any size, but big enough to pick up. And I really didn't find the gold till later in the day, so today we're going to start where I left off last time. And I do have a target right here. This is my first target. I have been detecting for probably a half hour or so. Now I'm sitting on bedrock, and you can see around me, like right here at the boulder. There's a lot of real big boulders in here. Okay, well, enough with the gabbing. I'm going to gather up the digging gear and let's see what this target is. Okay, here's this target. Now it's a bit on the loud side for a piece of gold, so I'm guessing it's probably lead, but hopefully it's a nice big nugget. And we are right on the bedrock. That's a good sign. And we got our trusty magnet on here, so let's see if it was iron. Nope, looks like our first target was an iron target. And there it is, and I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's a super fine piece of wire. Okay, let's move on. Okay, we just got another target right here, and this is bedrock right here. So we're in real shallow covering. That sounds a little better than the last target. Well, first thing we're going to do is just kind of stir things around. I don't see anything on the magnet. Let's check it. Yeah, that's a good sign, still there. And yeah, call me a wimp, but I'm putting my glove back on because it's cold. Well, go down to the next layer. Well, that's bedrock right there. Okay, we have moved it. Okay. And we just dug up our first piece of gold. And it is a really nice piece. That's a nice little chunk. Okay, one thing I wanted to cover before I start detecting again is on a hillside like this, when you do find a piece of gold, Now this piece of gold that we found was on the bedrock, but it wasn't in the bedrock. So it's traveling down. It's being washed towards the river. It came out of this gravel here somewhere. So basically you want to kind of treat it like you would in the river. You want to look above that, where would it came down from, and you want to look below that where it's going to go, because that is came out of where the gold is. So if it's traveling in this direction, you want to detect everything in that direction, where that gold's coming from and where it most likely would continue on. And that will give you your best chance to stay in that gold line. Now we're going to work uphill first to hopefully find where it's coming from. And if we don't find anything there, then we'll turn around and we'll start working downhill. But as you go downhill, you're going to have to spread the area that you look, because the possibilities increase as you go down. You know, it could go over this way or it could go that way. Okay, next gabbing. Let's see if we can find another chunk. Okay, we just got another target right here. Let me show you. And we are about 5 feet below where we found that first piece, and it's in line where that could have traveled. So let's dig this up, see what we got. And the sun just hit us, and boy does that feel good. Okay, first thing we can do is see if it's iron. Oh, I think we just found it. Little tiny piece of iron. But I do have another target down there deeper. Let's pull some of this ground back. I'm gonna have to go get that glove, put that glove back on. And we just lost our target. That means the magnet must have picked it up. And it's another one of the same clips. Okay, I had a really faint target right up in here, so I just pulled everything back, and now I got a target right here. We found that first piece of gold right here. So let's see if we can figure out what it is. Okay, first try. I cannot. That's the target, but I'll be darned if I can tell what it is. Ah, it's a boot tack. The old boot tack. Well, I have been detecting, for a good hour, and it's getting pretty close to lunchtime now, so I'm going to break for lunch. But I have found, I don't know, 3, maybe 4, 22 bullets, couple more little boot tacks, which tells me that if this has been detected, they didn't do a very good job. But it brings me back to the age-old question: why only one piece of gold? I have not found another piece of gold. Well, what I think I'm going to do after lunch is we're going to pick up and kind of head over this way a little bit. There's a little more bedrock over there than there is here. So we're going to break for lunch, and we're going to head that way. Well, I finished lunch, and I was getting ready to pick up, and you know, I almost kind of feel bad about bringing this up, but if I'm going to preach it, I probably ought to do it. And while I was sitting here eating lunch, there's an area right over here, probably 6 feet from me. That's pretty brushy. Got a bunch of, it's just hard to get into, and I haven't detected it. And while I was eating lunch, I thought, you know, I know those are the best spots to look, so why haven't I looked there? So after lunch, I went over there and started detecting, and I didn't get far, and I found our second piece of gold. Now, grant you, this is nowhere near the size as our first piece. Let me show you. It's a chunky little piece, but not real big. Now, even though I got to go to all the trouble of digging up my bottle to put this one in, I can't put this one in my pocket, I'm probably going to go ahead and keep it. Okay, well, I just reinforced one of the basic lessons of metal detecting. People are lazy. Look in the bad spots because most people don't want to go there. So I'm going right back over in that brush, see if we can find another one. Okay, I had to do a bunch of pruning to get the camera in here, but I got a target right here. Let me show you. Okay, it's not a real big target, but it sounds good to me. So now I found that last piece of gold about 2 feet from this target. Get my pruning shears off my magnet. Check, see if we moved it. Nope, but it sounds better. I still haven't moved it. That bedrock right there. Up, we moved it. Okay, we got it right here somewhere. Oh, right, first grab. Oh, I felt that. We have another piece of gold. I can't do that. All right. Not as big as the first one, but bigger than the second one. There you have it. That's a nice little chunker. Not real large, but we'll take it. That's 3 pieces of gold, all within 5 feet of each other. So with that, I kind of doubt if we're going to go over to that bedrock, unless I may do a little scratching on the ground and detect after I scratch. Let's see if I can pick up any more of those small ones. But I'm not going to leave gold to go look for gold, so we may be in this spot for a little while longer. I've been detecting for several hours, and I got the marker cornered on square nails. But I did pick up one more piece of gold, and what was really interesting is I found this. I'll give you a close shot of this. This is an old knife, and when I pulled this out, in the crack right under this knife, I found that nugget. Now it's a really, really small nugget, but it's still another piece of gold. Okay, here's the old knife. And if you look, it almost looked like the end was broke off. And here's that little piece of gold. Not real big, but it's a chunky little piece. But I'm wondering if they were digging in that crevice and broke this knife and gave up on it. Well, I'm going to throw this piece of gold in with the other. Then we're going to have to pack up and get out of here because the sun is pretty much gone. And it was really nice. I almost took my sweatshirt off when the sun was on me, but it's starting to cool off really quick now. and we got clouds coming in. So I'm going to call it a good day while I can and get out of here before I get rained on. And we will definitely be back to this spot. Okay, I'll see you back at the house. Well, we're back at the house, and yeah, you guessed it, next day. Well, we just barely got back to the truck, got everything loaded up when it started raining. So we made it out dry, and it's still raining out there. Well, I got all that gold set in a little tray right next to that scale. What do you say we jump over there and see how we did? Okay, I got the scale set for penny weights right now because I understand that better. Okay, 5.07 penny weights. That's a little over a quarter ounce. And all total, we got 6.91 penny weights, or 10.78 grams. And let's do a gram weight on that nugget. 7.91 grams. Well, almost 7 penny weights. I'm okay with that. Now, like I was saying earlier, that area, I've always found gold when I went up there, but it's always been smaller pieces, like the smaller pieces we got here. But now that I know there are larger chunks in there, I'm going to have to slow down a bit, take a little better look at the gravel, and see if we can work our way into where the bigger gold is and find a few more chunky pieces in there. We are definitely going back up there. Okay, well, that's pretty much all I got now. So I'm out of here. You guys have a wonderful day.